In the beginning of this story, we are shown a news in which we are told that in 1973, some friends had gone to Texas to celebrate their vacation. At that place, a killer had attacked them, in which all the people were killed. That killer had used some hammers and a chainsaw to kill some people. Out of those 5 friends, there was only one girl who survived, and that girl's name was Shelley. And until today, after getting her statement registered, she has not mentioned this incident anywhere. In her statement, she had told about a man who had taken out the skin of the face of the people and had made a mask and worn it. From here, we are shown a girl named Leela. She goes to the gas station in Texas and asks the owner about Shelley. That man told her that Shelley had been looking for that masked man, that is the killer, for 30 years, but she did not find him anywhere. That's when Leela's sister, whose name was Melody, comes there. Melody tells her sister that we should go from here. Seeing them leaving from there, the owner of the gas station asks them where they are going, but they both refuse to tell her anything and they leave from there. After coming out, Melody finds her friend Dante. After a while, Dante also comes there. He told her that now he is ready to go with her. Actually, Melody and Dante had bought a town. That town was a ghost town, and there was no development there. That's why he wanted to show his investors that town, so that they could all develop there. There is also a friend of Dante there. After a while, a man comes to the gas station there who had a gun with him. Seeing him, Melody passes some comments, and that man also listens to him and gives him an answer, after which they all leave for their purchased town. That's when the man at the gas station who had just arrived suddenly takes them ahead quickly. When they go a little further, they meet 2 officers on the road who stop them and ask them something. One of them shows his car to Officer Dante and tells him that this area is very dangerous, and if you need anything, don't take any time to call us. After which everyone goes straight to their town and go there and start planning how they will develop here. That's when they meet the same man again who was found at the gas station. Melody asks Dante what this man is doing here. That man tells them that he is their contractor and he's going to start the renovation work here very soon. After a while of that man's departure, they see a flag there which was put in the wrong way. Now, to remove that flag, Dante and Melody go to that building. That's when they come here and find out that this building used to be an orphanage. When Melody sees a picture from some of the pictures there, she notices that one of the children's face was not visible. Dante was trying to remove that flag through the window, but his hand was not able to reach there. When he comes down to tell Melody, an old lady comes to him. That old lady says to both of them that you are welcome in my house. Seeing her, they are very surprised and start thinking, where did this woman come from? Because they felt that no one was living here. That old lady starts giving them tea with great love. She tells both of them that she used to run an orphanage here many years ago. Then Melody tells her that the bank had taken this place long ago. Despite that, how are you living here? That old lady tells them that she had given a lot of money to the bank. After that, this place belonged to her. But Dante did not believe her at all. That old lady tells Melody that this flag belonged to her grandfather, and this is her last memory. That's when a big man comes walking down the stairs. Seeing him, Melody gets scared. That old lady tells him that there's no need to worry. Everything is fine here. Hearing this, that man leaves. That old woman tells Melody that this man is the last child of the orphanage, and she is still taking care of him. That's when Dante called the officers and called him. As he said, if you feel any kind of danger, do call us back. Those officers come and tell that old lady to leave. Hearing this, that old lady gets a heart attack. Then that big man comes down and picks up his mother. The officers say that he will have to take her to the hospital immediately. Dante's friend also goes with those officers so that he can help that old lady. Now, when the officers were taking that old woman, then that big man was staring at Melody with strange eyes, because he was getting very angry at Melody. The contractor takes off the flag and throws it down, which makes that man even more angry. That's when the investors come there, and they start showing the investors this place. On the other side of the road, when they were taking that old lady to the hospital, then that old lady dies on the way. That big man starts crying when he sees his mother, because he loved her like his mother. He tries a lot to pick up his mother, but where was she going to get up? She was dead now. That's when an officer holds her hand and says that your mother is dead now. This makes that man very angry, and he breaks that officer's hand. When that officer takes out the gun to shoot that man, he turns his hands and puts them in his throat, by which the bullet hits the next officer. Now because he was driving, that's why his car has a very dangerous accident. On the other hand, Melody is auctioning, and everyone was buying that place as an auction. Now when Melody checks her phone, then she gets a message from Dante's friend, in which she tells him that that old lady is dead. Melody tells this to Dante, because that old woman died because of both of them. Melody goes to her sister and says, "We are both going from here, so that no kind of case can be made on us." Leela is surprised to hear her sister's words. Here the gas station man hears both of them. On the other hand, when Dante's friend woke up in the car of the accident, he sees that both the officers are dead, and that big man took his mother and went somewhere. Then he sees the man from the side mirror who was removing the skin of his mother's face. Dante's friend is now trying to get help from someone. That man had also removed the skin of his mother's face, and he puts the skin of his mother's face on his face. Here we know that that big man was no one else but the same Leatherface. When Dante's friend sees all this happening, she tells him about it on the radio. The owner of the gas station was listening to all this. Hearing this, he is very surprised that then Dante's friend sees that the officer is still alive. That's why she tries to get help from him. But then the Leatherface comes there. She starts pretending to be unconscious. After a while, Dante's friend starts planning to run away from there. But then the Leatherface comes in front of him. He grabs her neck and tears her stomach. And that girl dies there. After this, the Leatherface starts moving again towards the same town to take revenge for his mother. When Melody was about to leave with her sister, the contractor comes there and takes out all the car keys. Dante asks him why he's doing this. Then that man tells them that you have killed that old woman. And now he wants to see if all this property belongs to that old lady who was living there or not. Hearing this, Dante goes back to the bus to check the property papers. But Dante does not get the property papers. Seeing this, Melody started thinking that maybe this property belonged to that woman, but now they have made a big mistake. Coming here, Dante tells Melody that this cannot happen. On the other hand, the owner of the gas station contacts Shelly. He tells her that the Leatherface has come back. Hearing this, Shelly gets ready. To take revenge from that Leatherface, she keeps a lot of weapons and guns in her car. Then she watches the pictures of her friends who were killed by the Leatherface. On the other hand, Dante and Melody go to the old woman's house. After investigating, Melody finds a small safe. It had the property papers in it. Seeing that paper, Melody finds out that that old woman was not lying, and this property was hers. That's when she hears a noise. Dante follows that noise and goes to the kitchen, where he sees the Leatherface behind him. He is very scared to see her, and as soon as he tries to run away from there, but the Leatherface grabs him and cuts his throat. At the same time, when Melody comes down, then she sees the Leatherface there. Melody immediately hides in the cupboard of that old woman to avoid her. The Leatherface also comes to that room. He puts makeup on his mother's cut face skin. In his memory, when the Leatherface sees a lot of people outside his window, he gets very angry. He decides to kill those people. That's when Melody makes a plan to run away from there. But again, the Leatherface comes to that room. Melody hides under that bed. Now that the Leatherface had a hammer, he started breaking the walls with it. On the other hand, Dante did not die, but he was still alive. His eyes open with noise, and he quickly goes out of the house. The same gas station man sees him. When he sees Dante in such a state, he is surprised and worried. He started asking Dante who did all this. Before Dante could tell him anything, Dante dies. Now that man quickly takes a gun and goes inside the house and tells the girl with him to go quickly and inform the police about this. The Leatherface had completely broken that wall. Here it is found that he had hidden his chainsaw behind that wall. He starts it by putting his chainsaw on the ground. That's when the gas station man comes there and starts fighting with the Leatherface. But then the Leatherface hits his leg with a hammer, which breaks his leg. Then he fights him in the window and kills him, which starts bleeding out of his face, and he falls unconscious. That's when he sees Melody hiding under the bed. He takes out all the keys from his pocket and starts showing it to her, so that Melody can run away from here. That's when the Leatherface hits his head with a hammer and kills him.
after which he also dies. On the other hand, when Shelly reaches Texas, she sees the same car on the way, in which the dead body of the officers was lying. And she also sees the dead body of the mother of the Leatherface, whose face skin had been removed. Seeing this, Shelly completely understands that this is not anyone else's but the work of the Leatherface. She goes to that town to kill him. On the other hand, everyone was sitting in the bus. But as soon as Leela gets up to get out of the bus, a girl stops her from doing so. Leela doesn't listen to her and opens the bus door and goes to find Melody. On the way, she finds Dante's dead body, which makes her very surprised. On the other hand, Melody starts thinking about taking the key and getting out of there. But the Leatherface sees her running away. He hits him hard with his hammer, which makes him fall down. After this, he starts his piece and tries to kill Melody. But she was not going to give up either. She now tries to run away from the underground, but the Leatherface also hits his piece inside him so that he can completely kill Melody. Now seeing this, Melody hides and the Leatherface starts looking for her. At the same time, Melody hears her sister's voice. Hearing her sister's voice, she starts crying loudly, which the Leatherface hears. Now the one who was hiding Melody starts piercing his piece inside him. But then Melody's sister comes there and saves him. She breaks the window and takes Melody out of there. Now they both quickly get inside the bus. Melody just gives the driver the key and tells him to get out of there quickly. Now as soon as the bus driver starts his bus and goes ahead, he sees the Leatherface on the road. Suddenly seeing that, the bus driver feels that maybe someone is missing. He gets off the bus to see him, but then the Leatherface throws his severed head inside the bus. Seeing this, all the people inside the bus get very scared. After this, the Leatherface comes inside the bus.
Coming there, the Leatherface starts his piece and starts killing everyone. A man was making a live video of him, and they all get scared seeing him killing him. Melody and Leela go behind the bus and hide. Inside the bus, the Leatherface kills everyone with his chainsaw. At the same time, he hears a voice from the back of the bus. Leela somehow got on the bus, but Melody was still inside the bus. But somehow, Leela pulls her sister Melody up and starts running away from there. That's when Shelly comes there with her car. Melody tells Shelly that this is a psycho killer who has killed all her friends. Shelly tells both of them that this killer's name is Leatherface, and she has been waiting for this for the past 50 years. Shelly leaves them in her car. Leatherface goes inside the house with the gun. She goes there, points the gun at Leatherface, and asks him, "Do you remember me?" She tells him that you killed all my friends. But Leatherface does not answer any of her questions. Hearing all this, Leatherface picks up his chainsaw and goes to kill those two girls. He comes close to the car and suddenly attacks them and is about to kill them. That's when Shelly comes there and shoots him. But it does not affect him at all. Shelly tells him that she is the same girl who escaped from you. Hearing this, Leatherface runs away from there. Shelly gives both the girls the keys to her car and tells them to run away from here. Shelly hears the chainsaw of Leatherface and starts moving towards him. That's when Leatherface suddenly attacks him. Now, as soon as Shelly runs her shotgun on Leatherface, she gets jammed herself. But she takes out a knife and stabs him, but nothing happens to him. He cuts Shelly into two pieces with his chainsaw. Here, Melody was running away with her sister, but that's when Leatherface hits his chainsaw on his car, which spoils the balance of Melody's car and causes an accident. Melody tells her sister Leela to run away from there. She is a strong girl. That's why Leela runs away from there. That's when Leatherface comes to her. Seeing him, Melody tells him that what we did to your mother was very bad. Forgive us. But that's when Leatherface starts his chainsaw. That's when Leela comes with the gun to that gas station man. But Leela could not shoot him because he did not know how to shoot. Now he starts following him with his chainsaw. But that's when Shelly shoots Leatherface from behind, who was still alive. Leatherface runs away from there because of the bullet, and Leela's life is saved. When Leela went to Shelly, she says that if she keeps running like this, Leatherface will keep following her.
She gives him a shotgun and says that you will have to finish it. Hearing what Shelly said, she picks up her gun and goes to kill Leatherface. That's when Leatherface suddenly attacks him and jumped into the water with him. After a lot of effort, Leela comes out of the water and tries to pick up her shotgun. That's when Leatherface comes out of the water and starts his chainsaw and goes to kill Leela. Now he is able to kill Leela. That's when Melody comes there. She climbs on Leatherface and tries to stop him, but he picks him up and throws him away. When Leela starts killing him with her gun, the bullet of her gun is over. That's when Melody gets up, picks up the chainsaw of Leatherface, and attacks him, which makes him fall into the water. Looking at him, both of them felt that he is now dead. The next morning, the two sisters sit in the car and leave from there. She sets the car on autopilot and starts talking to each other. That's when suddenly Leatherface comes and takes Melody out of the car and separates his head from his body. That's when Melody dies. Leela starts crying a lot seeing her sister's head cut off, and Leatherface turns Melody's head with his chainsaw. In the last scene of the movie, we are shown that Leatherface is going to his old house again. And this is where this story ends. To watch more movie explanation videos like this, don't forget to write next in the comment section. Thanks for watching.